Somewhere right now, someone is one hard week away from quitting something. You'd never guess they were considering giving up. Someone else facing the exact same hard week isn't even tempted. The difference isn't talent. It isn't luck. It's something stranger and far more learnable. Psychologists have studied what separates people who persist from people who quit, and the answer keeps landing in the same place. It's not about how much someone wants something. Everyone who starts a hard goal wants it. It's about how they explain difficulty to themselves the moment things get hard. The psychologist Martin Seligman researched what he called explanatory style, the story people tell themselves about why setbacks happen. People prone to giving up tend to explain failure as permanent. I'll always be bad at this. Pervasive. I'm bad at everything. And personal. It's because I'm not good enough. People who keep going explain the exact same setback as temporary, specific, and situational instead. Here's what's strange about that. Both groups can face the identical setback. Same rejection, same failed attempt, same brutal week. The event isn't what determines whether they quit. The story they tell about it is. This matters more than it sounds like it should because most people assume persistence is a resource you either have enough of or don't, like a tank that runs dry. Seligman's research suggests something closer to a skill, a habit of interpretation you can build, rather than a fixed trait you're stuck with. Consider grit, researched by psychologist Angela Duckworth. She studied West Point cadets, spelling bee competitors and salespeople, and found raw talent was a surprisingly weak predictor of success. What predicted it was sustained passion and persistence toward long-term goals. Gritty people weren't people who never struggled. What set them apart was that struggle got reframed as information rather than verdict. A verdict says something permanent about who you are. Information just tells you what to adjust next. If a setback is a verdict, the rational response is to stop. If it's information, the response is to adjust and try again. Same failure, completely different next action. Think about the last time you almost gave something up. Was the sentence in your head, "I always mess this up," or "that approach didn't work this time"? Those aren't just different moods. They're different mechanisms, leading to entirely different outcomes from the same setback. There's a physical piece too. The psychologist Baumeister found willpower behaves less like a fixed trait and more like a muscle, one that strengthens with consistent use over time. People who never quit aren't operating on some infinite reserve nobody else has. They've built the muscle through repeated use, one small challenge at a time. This reframes what persistence actually is, not a trait some people are born with, a trained response built through repetition, through deliberately choosing the harder interpretation of a setback until it becomes automatic. If you're watching someone who never seems to quit and assuming they don't feel the pull to give up, that assumption is probably wrong. They likely feel that exact same pull. The difference is what happens in the half second after. Temporary instead of permanent, specific instead of pervasive, situational instead of personal. That half second is trainable, not overnight through repetition, the same way any skill gets built. Next time the instinct to quit shows up, ask one question first. Is this actually a verdict, or is it just information you haven't used yet? People who never quit aren't running on willpower you don't have access to. They're running a different interpretation, one setback at a time, until it stopped feeling like a choice and started feeling like who they are. That interpretation is available to you too. It always was.